All right, Bob. This video is for people who are interested in buying a massage gun, but not sure what to buy. You want to make sure you get something that's going to fit your needs, the price is right, and the quality is there. We've got 10 things. Answer all these. And
You want it all.
You'll know more than you want to know.
Right.
So hold on. 9.3 seconds.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Bob, I've looked on the internet, as both you and I have. We've worked with many, many massage guns.
From the beginning.
From years ago. You can get ones from $30 to $400.
Right.
What's the difference? We're going to show you the details of
There's
this.
some junk models.
There are, and then there's some good ones.
Right.
How do you know? Let's get to point number one. Oh, before we get to point number one, Bob, I do need to mention where you're going to find this information. If you go online and you look at it, you look at the details of the gun. Sometimes they give this information, sometimes they do not. If they do not, it may be that this massage gun doesn't offer this benefit.
Right.
That'll be explained.
It should be offered.
Right, exactly.
Do you want to mention anything about price, Brad?
Yeah, if you're going to buy a $30 to $40 gun,
it's going to be $30 to $40.
It's probably going to be loud. It's not going to last very long. You get what you pay for.
It's going to be junk.
Yeah, at that range,
Right.
It's, maybe that's all you want. You only want it to last for a couple of weeks or whatever. But yeah, that is pretty low. But you don't need to spend $400.
Right.
I mean, you can't.
The high range.
Yeah.
No dice.
Yeah, so if you're buying a massage gun for a deep massage, which many people are, in other words, you're going to use it for muscles to get that tightness out, you want to make sure you get a reciprocating massage gun. So here we got 4 of them that we represent because these all work very well. If you look, can you zoom in on this? The head of the massage gun has to reciprocate
back and forth.
In and out. And how far it does, whoops, that one just popped out. How far it reciprocates is important to know. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. So following up on that, how far it travels. It's called I call it the travel. A lot of times it's called
amplitude.
Amplitude, a little more technical term. Just think, if you got a tape measure and you can measure how far it goes in and out from one extreme to the other. Now, all of them that we recommend, because I think you need to have at least 5 millimeters.
Right.
Ours have 8 millimeters to 10 millimeters, and we're coming out with one that has 16.
16.
That's
wow.
a lot. That's pretty. That's for certain people. We'll get into that. That's for people with large
Bulky.
muscle groups.
Right.
You really want to get it deep. Most people won't need that much.
Right.
Again, 8 to 10 is a good distance, and you should be able to see that easily on the description of the massage gun. All right, let's go to the next point. The next important point is the heads. You should get at least 4 heads. A round one, you really need to have. A smaller, like we call this the bullet one, it really gets into specific points. It's pretty aggressive. Okay. There's one like this, so it has a smooth, and it's like a plastic. Sometimes
it glides on clothing.
Yeah, and that is very helpful. There's this one. And you'll see other ones like this. I don't think that.
Not a big fan.
They can be helpful, but it's not a priority at all for us.
Right.
The one that really is nice that a lot of guns do not have is the air cushion one.
Right.
The reason this is so important and useful is that if you're working a muscle and you want to get close to the bone where the tendon is of the muscle,
you don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry. If you hit with a hard plastic one, you hit the bone by accident, it hurts, and it's not fun.
Right.
You're safe with the air cushion one. The air cushion one costs more, I believe. That's why they don't have them in their sets, but it's worth the extra money, in our opinion, and we use them all the time.
Yep. I concur.
Say no more. The next information is pretty technical, but it's right up my alley. What drives this is a little electric motor. It's a DC motor. I used to repair motors way back in the day. if it's a brushless, it'll say brushless DC motor. What that means is there's no carbon brushes. Carbon brushes are in old DC motors. They've been around forever, but they're inferior to the brushless. The brushless will last longer, they're quieter, they're more efficient. Everything's better about them. If it does not say brushless in the description, it probably isn't.
Right.
So look for that. If it says it, that's definitely a valuable,
positive.
yeah, very valuable asset. Next point is the noise level. How noisy are they? And that's important because you want to keep them quiet,
Right.
especially if you're watching TV or you have children around or parents or whatever. 55 decibels is a good quiet level. If you got less than that, that's good. They almost always put this in the description. And if there's nothing in there about noise, it's probably a noisy one.
Put it up to your mic,
Yep.
Brad.
So I'm going to turn this one on all the way wide open, highest thing, and see if you can hear that. Okay.
No?
So the little one's quieter.
I didn't think that was a big deal until I heard one that was bad.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. If you get a loud one,
You'll know it.
You don't really want to use it.
Right.
And they're probably not going to last near as long. They're loud because
Need earphones.
yeah, the quality of them is not good.
Right.
All right. So let's go on. Important aspect is the battery, the quality of the battery. So there's two things you can look at: how long it takes for the battery to charge. Typically, it's let me see, where is it? 3.5 hours is
Right.
typical. That's what we have on ours, and that's typical. That's not a big deal if they take longer to charge because charge it overnight.
Right.
But usually the better batteries take less time. And then the battery life, how long it lasts. Now, this is where you got to be careful because they'll put that it lasts for 6 hours. Well, is that loaded? In other words, are you using it? Or is it just sitting here and without any load on it? A load means you're pushing into it.
Right.
If it's, and they usually put non-loaded time or battery life, which is pretty useless. It's the loaded time, which you have to search for to get. Like ours lasts from 1.5 to 3 hours
Loaded.
of loaded while you're pushing on it. If you just leave it.
Aren't these like the Tesla battery?
I'm
I
not sure
thought
about
Alex
this.
said that.
It very well could
Right.
be. And I didn't look that detailed into the battery composition. Physical size of the gun is something you really want to be aware of. We've got, you'll see the mini one. That's really nice to hold in your hand. Not as much travel, not as much power.
But it's powerful.
Yeah, this is kind of the average size. This is the bigger size, and each one is bigger and more powerful.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, actually, that is for me too. But if you're young and you really want
Right.
to get in, you may want to go with this
Power.
large one. And there's a bigger one coming out than
Right.
this. We'll have that out probably by Christmas.
The blaster.
And other, all the competition has
Right.
similar models. They're all probably made at the same factory. I don't know. But I take that back. That's not true. But so keep in mind, and the weight. You'll see the weight, but the weight really isn't a big factor.
You can put this in your pocket or your purse.
Yeah, that is a nice one for these minis. And these minis are a lot stronger than you would think.
Right.
At least this one.
They last
Bob
a
and
long
Brad
time.
one is, we would have never accepted that if it wasn't
Right.
top of the line. We love it. The next point is something known as stall force. In other words, how much force it takes to stall the motor out. This is really important, particularly if you want to get deep into your muscles. We've gotten these brand new, and you can push, and you can stop them with your hand. None of ours can you stop with your hand. And we're not weak. No, but
So we say.
and there is measurements for that. And actually, if you can find the measurements, anywhere from 13 milligrams is what that is. This one has 20 milligrams of stall force, and that's more than adequate, we feel, to sell them. RPM, you'll see anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 RPM. They're variable. That's more than adequate for the average person. So keep those points in mind, particularly the stall force. The last one is not a real big deal, but if you've got a good quality gun, it's going to have a timer inside. Like these are set for 10 minutes. They actually turn off.
Right.
And then it's a protective mechanism to the gun.
So it doesn't overheat.
It doesn't overheat, but they'll turn right back on. You can keep going. If it does actually overheat, there's a thermal mechanism in there as well that's going to turn it off. And then you may not be able to turn it on until it cools down enough and it closes and you can get it back going. So it's one of those things you are not going to find very easily. Ours have good thermal protection as well. So, good luck on that.
You like
one.
our guns.
Oh, yeah, we really do. It's
Yeah.
it's a fun thing to brag about. Well, what the hell? I'm going to be blunt. My filter's gone.
All right.